We were working together on a lot of those. That was sort of during lockdown. Griechische Wein. If you're comfortable, you're not growing, and if you're growing, you're not comfortable.
So I was talking to this girl, and she tells me, Zach, I'm so glad you're American. I'm not from Stuttgart. Heide nei. Ob ich schwätze kann. Liebe für Gott, Hektar bestaat Schatzomogel. Man hat mal Glück, man hat mal Pech. Man hat mal Gandhi.
Hello.
Hello people, and welcome to another episode of DiveThru.
I'm Zack Bachelor.
So, we're on to part 2. Previously, we talked about how Zack got to Germany and about his engineering job. This time, we'll focus more on his content creation, plans, and tips. Let's dive in. Transitioning to the content creation part of your daily life, can you give a small overview about your content creation?
I started relatively recently, earlier this year. Started with a podcast that I make with my friend who's also named Zach. Has advanced into a lot of Instagram Reels and TikTok style short videos, a few longer form videos, also vlogs and things with Zach. A little mix of everything, but I make a lot of short videos just about German culture and the German language and all sort of the funny situations that you find yourself in. People think they're funny apparently, and now I have a few followers. So that's been, a whole experience in itself. Being like a internet micro celebrity, I guess. Not something I would have thought that I would be doing 1 year ago.
Where did you get the inspiration for your content? You said you started out with podcasts. What did your podcast talk about?
I'll just plug my podcast real quick, Zack's and the City. You can find it on Spotify.
I'll
and
link it in the description.
Everywhere except Apple Podcasts. Still struggling with that one, but it'll be there eventually. I guess I have to start by mentioning my friend Zack XCVIII. He's sort of blew up on TikTok last year. Also on Instagram, that's also around the time that Reels started on Instagram. So just by reposting his content on both TikTok and Instagram, he kind of had an explosion on both platforms simultaneously, I guess. He is like the real content creating mastermind. Like I actually am not, I don't really know much about content creation. Before I started this, I'd never edited a video before in my life. But now I'm like learning all that. But he's been into making videos and stuff for a long time. When he sort of blew up on TikTok a little bit, making these videos about German culture, and he immediately was looking to sort of expand. He's like, all right, I want to do YouTube, I want to do a podcast. And so for his podcast, he came to me because, I'm also an American. I have the same name as him. I helped him create a lot of his videos too. Like we were working together on a lot of those. That was sort of during lockdown. Hasse es, wenn man in...
Wait. I'm just an Anfänger. When you say man, is that double N or just one N?
One N. Back when people were really counting exactly how many households and stuff you were visiting. And so his household, that was the one extra household that I was visiting, in that time. So I was just over there every day basically, and we were making some videos. And so we basically talk in our podcast, almost similar to the conversation we're having now is something we would talk about there. So we talk about what it's like to move internationally, what differences do we notice, what it's like to learn the language, all that kind of stuff we sort of talk about. Just do a 30-minute conversation every week. And I thought, so when I have a podcast, you gotta have some kind of socials to back that up. You gotta have an Instagram or something, just so that people could find you and send you messages. And so I made an Instagram account for this podcast in February. Eventually, I was bored. We also had some Kurzarbeit, just because the whole automotive industry was pretty down, especially during 2020. And I was basically sitting at home a couple days a week with not much to do, and so I started making some videos similar the stuff that I had made with Zach, and just funny ideas that popped into my head. And at first a lot of it was just American speaks German, and because I can speak German pretty well and I have a pretty good accent, and so it surprises a lot of people just when I pronounce simple words. Like the Rindfleischüberwachungs blah 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 Gesetz.
Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz.
So I would just kind of do funny videos like that, or taking some Deutsch rap song and just reciting it like a poem.
Ich will, dass du bitte keine Träne weinst, denn ich bring Brot nach Hause.
Brot nach Hause.
Brot nach Hause.
I think I've seen some of them.
Yeah. So that was early videos were a lot of just me saying stuff in German, because you know, people thought it was funny to see me speak
yeah.
German, or they would be like, "There's no way you're a native German speaker." Or something. Like people just like have all these conspiracy theories about me or whatever.
I'm from the US. No, you aren't. Yes, I am. You have an accent. You sound German. I speak German too. I guess the accent just stuck.
And then it sort of, you know, advanced into other kinds of videos, just reciting conversations that I have, like, you know, about my name. Like I have a weird name. The name's Zach in Germany. Like nobody's named Zach here.
Zack. 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 Just Zack is fine. You mean like... Yes, the pronunciation is similar to the word Zack. Sabina, komm her. Der Typ hier, der heißt Zack. Nee, gelb ist der nicht.
You like tell them Zach, and they like don't register that it's a name. They just like stare at you blankly and they're like, name please. Like, yeah, that was it. And then the different things I experience, and some of them are like Germany specific, some of them are just in general, like, you know, living internationally, living abroad, you know, trying to represent America and talk about things I miss from America or whatever, and whatever pops into my head, I guess. I also do some stuff with music. Lived here a long time, and most of my friends and stuff are German here, so I listen to like German music. And there's not that many like TikTokers and people making like remixes of German songs. You know, most of like the TikTok trends, there's a lot of those lip sync things where you sort of like play a section of a song and then like it fits to some funny situation and you lip sync as if you were singing the song. And that's super common with like English songs, you know, but like not really German songs. So another thing that I've been doing, just because I don't see anyone else doing it and I think it's funny, so I just sort of like find a song from a German artist, whether that's Deutsch rap. An my Kanterei. And then I just sort of like make a video that fits to the song a little bit.
I think I saw the one about how much is the fish.
Hans, can you read that? How much is the fish?
I had to Google that. I didn't like. I had to.
Yeah.
Look at the comments. It's like I don't get the joke. It's like it's a German song.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that, I don't know, you just have to like live here a really long time.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a number of people, you know, who are recently have moved to Germany, who make content sort of about Germany and all the funny things that you run into in your first, you know, months here or whatever. But what I've, I guess, been trying to do is like sort of focus on like the stuff that I find is funny about like being like really integrated in the culture.
Yeah, that's true.
Things that you learn like, you know, months in, when you, these funny songs or whatever that like people used to laugh at like back in the 90s, you know, like really old songs that every German knows, but like, you know, you don't.
The Schlagers.
Yeah, like Schlager.
Schlager, yeah.
Like also with griechischer Wein.
Griechischer Wein ist so wie das Blutfeld.
Like stuff like that. Like Udo Jürgens.
Ich war noch
It's like old references to music, references to TV shows, just jokes and things that you wouldn't necessarily expect like a non-German to know, and so just the fact that I've like seen that, I've met people, had conversations, you know, I make jokes and hang out with Germans all the time, so I like sort of pick up on that kind of stuff. And then when you make like a video about that, I think there's like this sort of other entertainment factor that people get from seeing these references, but like from the perspective of a non-German.
Komm Jungs, ihr seid doch nicht aus Zucker. Kein schlechtes Wetter, nur die falsche Klamotten.
Because otherwise they're stuff that only Germans really understand.
Would you say then that your audience is mainly Germans or international people?
My audience is mostly in Germany or Austria. I don't know, I know a lot of people are also like internationals in Germany, and like I have no way to know where people actually come from, I just know like where they are,
Yeah.
So I know that most of them are in the German-speaking Europe. Yeah, there's a portion that's also like from England or in America, but I know a lot of those are also, you know, Ausländer like me, and not necessarily all German-speaking Germans. I would still guess that a majority are probably Germans, be like 60-40 or something.
Then what would you say is your future plans in terms of your career and in terms of content creation? Where do you want to take it?
Yeah, that's a difficult question, because I don't know, I'm 25 and I don't have like my whole life planned out.
Yeah, you can take a German master.
Exactly, I could take a German master's, Maschinenbau.
Yeah.
I'm open to a lot of stuff. I would say I've only had like enough followers to feasibly consider social media as like an income source or something that would affect my career at all for the last like 4 months or something. Like this is so new, and there's still so much I have to learn. Like if I did want to sort of do that professionally, or at least even like semi-professionally, there's a lot to learn about, you know, different income sources and how to make that feasible. You know, Instagram doesn't just give you money.
No, and you have a proper job.
Yeah, and I have a proper job. It's probably just going to depend on if I, you know, can keep it up with the content, if it keeps being fun for me and something that I enjoy. Yeah, then I'll keep making it, I'll keep growing, and then if, you know, the opportunity presents itself to maybe do that semi-professionally or professionally, like maybe I would take that, because it is something that is a lot of fun to me. But like I said, you know, engineering is also fun to me, and I'm not exactly like dying to give that up right now, but it all depends, you know, on what sort of opportunities I see. I'm sort of glad right now that I have multiple options open, I guess. Working, studying, content creation,
and with the language, that's a big plus.
Yeah, I could work as a translator.
Yes, you can for technical stuff. That's in demand, I feel.
That would be interesting. But yeah, to answer your question succinctly, I have no idea.
That's
whether
okay.
I mean, and I get asked that a lot, you know, am I planning on staying here or moving?
Yeah, of course.
It just depends on so many factors. Like, I mean, if you asked me 3.5 years ago, if I was going to move to Germany and stay there for the next 3 years, I would have said no, like no way. That was totally unexpected and unfeasible at the time. I like didn't even expect a serious reply when I sent the email asking about like a full-time position. You know, I was applying to a bunch of jobs at that point, almost all of them in the US. Most of the people just didn't even answer like emails.
And then
so I was thinking this guy, I mean, I know I did an internship there, but I was kind of thinking like they won't answer either. But yeah, they got back. So I mean, you never know with stuff like that in advance. You can just be like on a different continent just like that. So I'm just trying to keep my options open, I guess.
Nice. So as a closing, do you have a message to viewers who probably want to move to Germany as mechanical engineer, or maybe as a content creator in Germany full time? Who knows?
For me, the biggest thing is to not be afraid of not knowing something. In general, in adult life, no matter if you stay in your home country or move somewhere internationally, there's going to be stuff you don't know. You're going to look like a fool sometimes. You're going to need somebody to teach you something and to help you. And just being able to like put that fear aside and just let yourself look stupid and let yourself be helped by those around you, it just makes life so much easier. It opens so many more doors. You know, like I would not be fluent in German if I hadn't looked like an idiot in front of thousands of people making mistakes, you know? Like the whole first year I was here, I was just constantly making mistakes, constantly making a fool of myself, constantly having, you know, random people teach me stuff as if I were like a child, you know? And it's the same thing with the job, you know? Like you're gonna get to a job, and if you only do things that you know how to do and you're comfortable with, you know, you're not gonna grow. I've heard it, this isn't my quote, but somebody said, if you're comfortable, you're not growing, and if you're growing, you're not comfortable. Especially true, you know, when you're moving internationally, when you're far away from your family and everything, like it's going to be uncomfortable, but that's where the growth comes from, and that's where you learn things.
Nice. And maybe, who knows, if you keep growing, you can grow to a T-Toy level by playing Pokemon Go.
Just play Pokemon Go and look stupid, and eventually you'll be speaking fluent German.
I think we'll end it there for today.
All right.
Thank you, Zach, for doing this interview with us. I will link all your podcast links and Instagram and whatever in the description box below. You guys can check him out, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
I just want to show. I've been standing on one step above him. Otherwise, he's that tall. Oh my god.